Hey, if you're a first-time buyer, this one's for you. I want to talk just a little bit about one of the components in the National Association of Realtors' recent settlement. The settlement has still not been approved by the court, but the National Association of Realtors is going to move ahead with the changes that they've outlined in the settlement, even before it gets approved by the court. Well, some of them are really good changes, but the thing that's driving me crazy is the way we're going to be using the buyer-broker agreement. Going forward, or at least by July, sometime between now and July, this will be implemented. A buyer is going to have to sign a buyer-broker agreement with their agent that says, "You represent me, agent." That's okay, that part makes sense to me. But the part that's going to be difficult is the buyer also has to tell the agent what they're willing to pay them for commission. So sit with that for a minute. Traditionally, the seller has basically paid the buyer's agent's commission. Now, that still could happen, but if it doesn't, the buyer is agreeing to pay their representation's commission. So what they're saying in that agreement is, I'll pay you 2% of the purchase price or whatever amount they negotiate to help me in this transaction. Now, they're going to ask, most likely, the seller to pay that amount, but if the seller says no and the transaction goes through, the buyer is going to be on the line legally to pay that amount to their agent. Now, how in the heck is a first-time buyer going to be able to afford that? They're not. My clients that are first-time buyers can barely scrape together the 3 or 5 or 10 or 15% that they're putting down in the property. They're going to be able to come up with another amount to pay in commission. And VA buyers can finance 100% of their transaction, and VA doesn't allow them to pay commission. So how the heck are they going to buy a house? So this whole thing has a lot to be ironed out. But in the meantime, if you're a first-time buyer, I would hop in and try and get something now before this becomes the rule of the law. So the takeaway from this is, if you are a first-time buyer and you're ready to buy, get out and buy now. Don't wait until it becomes a mandatory thing that you're paying your agent's commission.